Hey guys, this is Rene, welcome back for another video. Today we will have a look at the performance in the live trading account for the month May 2025.
This video is presented by BM Trading. Learn to code your own expert advisors. Link in the description.
And a couple of days ago I made a video about this account already where I said that it now finally reached the 100% gain, which was a 50k profit. Unfortunately, we dropped a little bit below this in the last 2 days, I think. So now it's at the count stands at 69,473 euro, which is still a very good level. And let's have a look what strategies generated the most profits in the last months. Before we do this, I want to have a look at the indices. This is something that in my opinion just makes sense because it usually explains a lot about the performance of the account. So if we have a look at the major indices here, we are looking at US Tech. This one made a quite nice profit of around 8% in the last months, which is of course quite a lot, and I expect the go long strategy of course to benefit from this. We can also have a look at the DE40 here. The DE40 made was also strong in the last months, generated a profit of around 6%, and the last of the indices that I trade here is the US 30, which generated I think this one might not be as strong. This one generated a profit of about 3.5%. So 3.5%, 6% and 8% roughly in the indices, which will explain some of the profits, of course. Also, there were some important changes. I made a separate video about this. I changed the settings for USD Japanese yen and also for GBP US dollar. So if you didn't watch this video, you can watch it on my channel. It's of course still online, and it will explain why I changed the settings in these two charts. And also especially in USD Japanese yen, it was, at least for the last week, a very good decision and generated a lot of profits, or profits that were way bigger than the profits would have been with old settings. So yeah, that's the current state of the account. So let's have a look at the analysis in my Trade Buddy trading journal. So we can see here the graph, and on the first glance we can already see we are very close to the all-time highs. I said it before, I was the count was at 100,000, so 50,000 in profit at some point. Now it dropped a little bit below this. If you are confused that the balance here in this account is higher than on my server, this is because here on the server I only keep a little bit of money in the account, or deposited only a little bit of money so I can fulfill the margin requirements, but I always traded the account like a 50,000 euro account. So in this actual account I deposited 20,000. So out of these 69,000 euro, 20,000 are coming out of my own pocket, the rest is profit. But here in my Trade Buddy journal, I make all of the calculations based on the 50,000 account balance, because this is the account balance that I started this account with, so to say. That's the account balance that I based my risk and money management on from the beginning. So these numbers here are more accurate. If we would just have a look at the money that I deposited, the performance would be way higher, of course, but it's a little unfair to always name the higher numbers, even though it would be more realistic if I based everything on the 50,000. So let's have a look at some key figures here. We see total net profit is close to 50,000. We do have a profit factor which is very good in my opinion, 1.22, and the total trades are over 1,800 now. All of the other numbers, like the percentage win rate here or the profitable trades, this is all of course very close to 50%, and that's quite normal for my strategies, I would say. But we can see that the combination of these numbers, like the little bit higher profit than losses and the little bit higher win rate than losing rate, this generates over a bunch of trades, generates a really nice profit. But now let's go into the in-depth analysis of the strategies for the last months. So we can see May 2025 from the beginning until the end. I will now filter everything, and here we can see in the last month was a very good month. The account generated a profit of 8,387 euro with a very good profit factor. And we had to look at the indices before, so this explains a lot as usually, because this account features some strategies that really just follow the indices. So if the indices go up, it usually means that the account is also in profit at the end of the month. But let's have a look at the strategies one by one. So go long strategy with US 30 was profitable and generated a profit of 1,000. Then go long strategy in US tech should have generated more, and it did, 3,000 in profit here. And we have the DE40, which is 1,000 in profit. Actually, this is a little bit less than the indices did. The reason for this is mainly, and I saw this on a couple of days, sometimes we had gaps like this. I think this was also in May. Yes, this was a day that I still remember. This was a gap, I think after a weekend, yeah. And the markets gapped up like 1% or even more. And this is of course performance that my expert advisor then not capitalized, which is a bummer, definitely. But yeah, I mean, this is something that can happen if markets go up quickly, especially I think this was caused by some Trump news again, and then can happen that I lose out or miss out some of the profits with the go long strategy. But overall, this goes both ways. So we also saw this before when the markets went down a lot. It also, like this mechanism also saved a lot of money. So it's kind of neutral or maybe even a little bit positive. So yeah, this is for the go long strategy. If I filter all three markets, with the go long strategy, we can see this was very good, and of course made a major portion of the profits in May 2025. 5,000 euro here are coming from the go long strategy alone. Let's have a look at the turnaround Tuesday strategy, because I trade this in the same markets. I'm not sure if we even saw trades here. We don't have trades in US 30. We had one trade. Oh yeah, I remember this one. This was a very good trade in US tech, and it generated a profit of 550 euro. Which is great. And then on D40, yeah, there was no trade. So with the turnaround Tuesday strategy in May, there was a profit of 550 only in US tech. Let's go to the last strategy, which is the range breakout EA. I trade this in a couple of markets, for example, US 30. Here it's not performing very well, to be honest. 360 lost again in May. Then in US tech, I don't trade it. In D40, I traded. Oh, didn't expect this one, but it was a nice profit in D40 with the range breakout EA in May, 780 profit. And then we have the currencies, USD, Japanese yen. And this is what I said before. I changed the settings in the later stages of the months, and then it was able to generate really some huge profits. For example, this one, 860 euro, 430 euro. And this is because I changed the settings. Again, I made a detailed video about this if you're interested. So this USD, Japanese yen generated a profit of 570. Then we have Euro, US dollar, generated a profit of 100. Quite a bunch of trades. And then GBP US dollar generated a loss again of almost 700, which is definitely not good. This is, I think, by far the worst performing market at the moment. And then we have gold, which again generated a big profit of 2,400 and an insane profit factor. I don't know. This is like gold on steroids, because it's just going up. So yeah, this is the performance for May 2025. And actually, personally, I quickly want to go through the all-time performances of the strategies. So go long US 30, I will do this very quickly, 2,200. Go long strategy US tech, 11,600 roughly. D40, 13,000, which is a lot. Then USD Japanese yen. Have to change the strategy. Range breakout EA, 2,500 up now. Euro US dollar 1,900 up. GBP US dollar very negative. That's what I said. 2,700 down. But gold should be very profitable again. 17,800. This is the best performing strategy in the time that I trade this account, which is actually insane. And then last strategy is Turnaround Tuesday strategy. Last month we only had one trade in US tech, which we look at now. And yes, also profitable, I think, in all of the markets. So I think, if I'm not missing something, the only strategy that is currently not performing is range breakout EA and GBP US dollar. Everything else is looking super good, super healthy. And yeah, that's how I was able to generate like almost 50,000 euro in profit in the last 1 year and 2 months, I think. Which makes me very happy. I'm super satisfied. I never expected such a great performance. But yeah, I'm happy with this. Hope you liked the insight. And yeah, of course, as always, if you want to use expert advisors with my partner broker, you can get them for free. Check out the link in the video description and learn more about this. And besides this, there's nothing else to say except for thanks for watching. Have a great time. Good trades. Bye-bye.